Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to another episode of Cut the Shit, Get Fit. I am your lovely host, Rafal Matuszewski, and this is another edition of my car vlog during this crazy COVID crisis time. But I feel like the light at the end of the tunnel here, we just got to push through and we shall overcome this together. There's your motivation for the day, you guys. Before I begin, I forgot my top 3 cities except number 1, because I checked last night. Still number 1, London, England. Shout out to everyone in London that is listening to my show. Super, super cool. It's so amazing to have international listeners. Like, people want to hear this Polish immigrant out in Canada chat about fitness and health. Like, that's unreal. So thank you for all my international listeners. You guys are amazing. I feel like during this time when everyone's at home, it's kind of hard to spew out fitness advice, because it's like a lot of you have been thrown off just like I have, and things have been different. Things haven't been the same. You probably don't see your coworkers that you actually like, and haven't bitched and complained about the ones that you don't like, right? So it's kind of hard to kind of get into a rhythm. And I talked about thinking about the emotional feelings you had when you first started. And then this morning it kind of triggered me to kind of talk about my journey to where I am today. And I haven't kind of touched on this topic for a while, because, other than my episode 1 through 5 that are fucking terrible, and my interview with Lee Peel where she interviewed me, didn't really get that much about me, right? So I kind of want to bring it back and relive those memories, and maybe it'll kind of get you into a position where you might feel a little joust of passion to get things going, because we all have time now, especially for those who are not working. But it all kind of started when I was in high school, and I think a lot of people's transformation stories have started at that point where they found fitness to kind of save them. When I was a kid, I never noticed my weight being an issue until I got to high school. Actually, that's not true. Probably grade 7 is when I finally realized my weight was an issue, because I had some shitty teachers growing up. And I remember when I was playing basketball, and my coach, who's also the principal, decided to make a fat joke in front of the whole team and basically tell everyone that I'm useless and I barely made the team. But I've had a lot of those times in my life where that was pointed out, and it really dug deep into me, and it put me into a hole where I felt hopeless, depressed, and I wasn't really loving life back then, to be honest. And I just remember wanting to change so badly, and I was asking myself, God, the universe, why I was feeling like this, why I was as big as I was. And this is how I relate to clients, because it's like, if you have not lost weight, there's no way of really understanding how your client could feel in that same instant. Like, I honestly felt like there was like nothing was going to change. Like, I just thought I was going to be like overweight forever. Like, I just thought that, being over 200 pounds is just going to be my normal, right? And when I got into grade 8, into high school, those times where I was made fun of for my weight happened almost daily, right? So when I thought I had this new opportunity because I was going to high school, things were going to be different, and I was wrong. Like, I was just getting pushed down further and further into this hole that didn't ever get any easier to get out. Every day that I've had someone make a comment, point and laugh, girl rejected me, and honestly, like, it wasn't that I wasn't trying to lose weight. There were so many times where I was like, oh, I'm going to try to eat better, or I'm going to try to exercise a little bit more. And I remember I was like, oh, I'm going to like do 100 push-ups and 100 crunches every single day to do whatever I can. Like, I just told myself I was going to do it, but I just always fucking failed. It was tough. It was really tough to wrap my head around that. I've tried a bunch of times. It's not going to happen. Why should I try again? X, Y, and Z, I feel so for those people that have been in this position, are still in this position, and especially for those who are still in this position that are trying to lose weight every single day, and it feels like things have not changed. They're putting in the effort every single day, but the weight's not coming off. Like, I feel for you. This is why so many people think of fitness as like a punishment. They think that exercising and eating healthy is a punishment, but after you get through that hump where you start seeing progress, you start seeing it as a gift, right? Like, every opportunity I have to exercise, I am so thankful for actually being able to do so. But for those people that are still in that hole that I keep referring to, that dark, dark place, like, it's really hard to see any kind of opportunity. And you need to remember that you shouldn't ever stop trying, because there might just be one thing that can take you over and finally have you see the success you want. Like, I remember specifically this one time, I think it was like grade 9. And to kind of put some context, like, I played football in high school the entire time. Even on the off season, I was doing stuff, camps, everything. So I was very active, but my diet was shit, like absolute shit. So in grade 9, I remember there was a school dance, and I really, 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 really liked this one girl, and I mustered all the courage I had in my entire body to go up to her and ask her for a dance. And then first thing I hear back is like, ew, why would I want to dance with you? You're fat. And I just remember my entire like world crashing in that hole that I was in, where I thought like maybe this point in time, if she says yes, I will be able to like fill that hole with some water, and I could tread the water to just get out of it for a couple seconds. Fuck, it was like the fucking scene in 300 where the dude kicks the guy down the giant ass hole. That's how I felt. Or like when Darth Maul in Star Wars got fucking cut in half and then fell down the hole. That's how I felt. But it was that moment in time when I realized that enough was enough. I had to commit. And I don't know if it was just the timing or what she said to me, or I just like hit rock bottom finally. Something inside me just switched and I just changed my mindset. Like it was a night and day. But remembering back right now, because like every time you do this, like when you start thinking of old memories, you start like bringing up some context and some other thoughts you haven't had in a long time. Because those years where I was miserable, I literally tried to suppress all those feelings as much as possible. So like thinking right now, that happened. This is crazy because I remember the dance that I was at, what time of year it was. It was in January. It wasn't until that summer where I completely changed my entire like outlook. So it wasn't like the next day I was like exercising every single day. I just knew like it had to sit with me a little bit, but I knew that I had to change for the better. I knew I had to overhaul my entire life. So I started slowly. I started watching what I was eating a little bit. Like I was slowly implementing these things, but I didn't take it seriously until the year afterwards. So when I was in grade 10, going into grade 11 summer, like going into right into like starting of grade 11, where I was like, you know what? I've seen a little progress. And that's the thing. It only takes a little progress. That's the one thing that everyone has in common with weight loss or fat loss, is that the moment they see a small little bit of change, it gets addictive. They finally like, oh, fuck, this is it. This is what I've been missing. So when I felt that during grade 10, in the summer, I was like, you know what? I am going to double down and put in the fucking work. So in the 2 months of grade 10 summer, sorry, I was talking about the wrong thing, grade 11, going into grade 11, I lost 60 pounds because I went the extreme way. I worked out 7 days a week. On some days, I would do 2-a-days. I remember going to football summer camp, then coming home and doing a workout, like a full-ass hour workout. And I remember going from eating a bag of chips and a 2-liter Coke for breakfast to eating fruits, vegetables, and lean protein every single day, non-stop. So the weight just started falling right off. And when I saw that happening, it just made me more motivated to do more, right? And push myself a little bit more. And that's all you need, is that small little piece to start the dominoes to fall. You know, it's just, if you think about how dominoes fall, it's that one little pillar that just tips over and the rest is history. That's all people need. So during this time where everything just seems upside down, no one's on a real schedule, no one has gone out of their pajamas for like weeks on end, just remember, don't feel like this is the time to get fit. Like everyone's saying that, like, you have no excuse to get fit, like you have the time. But honestly, you could have the most perfect situations and it's not going to happen. You need that one feeling, that one moment in your journey where you go, oh, I figured it out finally. I saw a little bit of success. I've noticed it. I feel good, and I want to continue that feeling. That's what everyone needs. So don't feel forced right now because of COVID to get your shit together. Like, people don't do well in new environments. Like, people now have to get used to this new environment, and that's going to take a fucking while in order to start a new habit, right? So give yourself some grace. Don't feel like you need to push yourself to see the success that you want because you have the time for it now. But I'm going to leave it at there. Hopefully this was useful to you guys. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for listening. Share this podcast with your friends and family. You guys are amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hit the show notes. Add me on Facebook, Instagram, and all that fun stuff. Thank you. Till next time, you guys.